I am recording. Alright. Alright. I'm screen sharing. Everything looks good, right? Okay. Start game. Jocelyn?
Hello? Is that me?
Is that you? It looks a lot like
Apparently.
you, but with blue eyes.
And shorter hair.
Yeah. We're almost home. Your room is just the way you left it. Meow.
Okay, holy shit, roll 63, Jocelyn.
I know it's hard to leave your school and all your friends, but I've arranged the best possible tutors for every subject. This is still really loud. 1 second. At least loud for me. There we go. You'll have to work hard this year to prepare yourself before your 15th birthday, but I know you can do it. You'll learn quickly, you'll make a wonderful queen. It is what your mother would have wanted. This is not what mother would have wanted. Meow.
Holy shit, she's spicy.
She wouldn't have wanted to die and leave me. No, she wouldn't have, but sometimes bad things happen. We have to pick up and carry on. All of Nova depends on us. On you. Ah. I will be here to guide you until your coronation, but the decisions you make are ultimately up to you. Come, your maids are waiting. Welcome to Long Live the Queen. If this is your first time playing, you should read this brief introduction to how the game works. Tell me more. You'll be controlling Elodie, the almost queen of Nova, as she tries to prepare for her coronation. To do that, she needs to take classes every week in order to raise her skills. The skills she learns will provide different choices on the ongoing plot. Learning the right skills can mean the difference between life and death. You also need to keep an eye on Elodie's mood. With her mother's tragic death, Elodie is not very happy right now. The mood button will take you to the emotion screen for more details. Elodie is feeling both afraid and depressed, but her strongest emotion is depressed. If she becomes more cheerful to cancel out the depression, her strongest emotion would then be afraid. Elodie's current mood affects her ability to learn. It will give her a bonus to some skills and a penalty to others. Let's take a look at the skills screen now. Oh my god. Skills are broken into 4 main categories: social, physical, intellectual, and mystical. Inside these categories are skill sets, groups of 3 related skills. You start with 0 in all skills. Every week, Elodie can study 2 skills. Normally, she earns 2 points in a skill for every weekday that she studies. So if she studies history, she'll earn 2 points plus x 5 days equals 10 points. Because Elodie is depressed, she has a -2 penalty to the social skill set conversation. She doesn't feel like talking to people right now. As if she studies conversation, she will learn 2 minus 2 per day. 2 points per day, that is 0 points. However, she has a +1 bonus to the expression skill set. If she studies one of the expression skills, she will learn 2 plus 1 points per day, which means 3 points a day, 15 points for the week. If you study a skill you have a penalty for, you could be wasting your time and not learning anything. If you study a skill you have bonuses for, you will learn much faster than normal. All these bonuses and penalties will change when Elodie's mood changes. She can also gain bonuses to skills by studying related skills. Check the skills screen every week to see your current bonuses. Once you know your mood, skills, bonuses, and penalties, you are ready to choose your classes for the week. Oh my god. The classes screen breaks down skill sets by category for your morning and evening classes. When you select a skill set, the 3 options that set will appear on the right side of the screen. Choose a class option for both morning and evening classes to click the Done button, which will appear in the lower right corner. As you play through the story, you will sometimes see feedback bubbles appearing over the text. These tell you what's happening behind the scenes. Bubbles like these will show you when Elodie's mood is being altered by events. Bubbles like these will show you when the story is changing based on what skills Elodie has learned so far. If the test fails, there is some option being missed because she doesn't have enough points in that skill yet. This feedback is very helpful in figuring out different options to try, but if you don't want to see it, you can turn the bubbles off in the Preferences menu. Now, get ready to become a queen. Okay. Hey, Julie. Do you think what do you think she should learn?
Oh wow, so many choices. Uh, medicine?
Medicine? Okay. I will say she has a bonus to expression and animal handling.
Actually,
So,
yeah, we can just go with expression.
okay, so you would rather her not be a horse girl. I understand that. I understand that.
Fine.
I mean, animal handling includes horses, dogs, and falcons. Expression includes decoration, instrument, and voice.
Actually, no, being a falcon girl sounds cool as hell.
Okay, you want her to be into falcons? Alright. Of course, she's depressed. Outfit. I forgot there's dressed up in this game. Classes. So where's animal handling? Animal handling, falcons? Training and hunting with falcons. You want that?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, an evening class. Okay. You want both animal handling or do you want expression as well?
Oh, I can pick another one.
Yeah, we could pick two classes, a morning and an evening class.
Uh, yeah, let's go with expression. Why not, use both
Singing,
the bonuses.
instruments, or decorating, like painting and drawing and stuff.
Uh, let's go decoration. I have a distaste for instruments.
Okay, done.
And my experience with the violin has scarred me for life.
You visit the muse and learn about different kinds of trainable birds, their preferred nesting sites, behavior, and food. You discuss the nature of beauty, looking around at landscapes, objects, and people, comparing their aesthetic elements. Yeah, what's cottagecore and what's scenecore, you know? What's all that noise outside? Who's there? Oh, it's my cousins and my aunt and uncle. What is her eyebrows? Look at that.
Bet they're fucking pencil marks.
Yep. Darling, we're so terribly sorry to hear about your mother, Fidelia. Thank you. You look well, niece. You look like you have pink eye. Hi, Lottie. Hi, Lottie. I haven't seen you in ages. Will you be staying long? Yep. Mummy said we'd be here all month. Maybe we'll have some time to talk later. Now that you've finished studying, what will you do for the weekend? I could talk to my father. I could attend court. +2 yielding, +1 depressed, +1 pressured. Explore castle, +1 lonely, +1 afraid. Visit tomb, +1 depressed, +1 afraid. Attend service, -1 depressed. Walk in the gardens, +1 lonely, +1 cheerful. Play with toys, +1 yielding, +1 lonely, +1 cheerful. Sneak out, +2 willful, +1 lonely. Visit Charlotte, Lady Merva, question mark, question mark, question mark. Or visit the dungeons, no effect. So we want her to be a falcon girl for this playthrough, right? So we need her to be depressed.
Yeah, depressed bitches love falcons.
So we want to have her visit her mother's grave. Like, I don't know if like her being too depressed or afraid will do something bad. So
Yeah, I mean, I feel like knowing that like she can die and there being a depression stat, I don't think having that too low is going to be a good thing.
let's do +1 lonely, +1 cheerful, maybe. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. It's your playthrough.
Okay. I don't know how to play this thing, so yeah. A walk in the fresh air helps you forget the burdens on your shoulders. She doesn't look that much happier, to be honest. Look at her face.
I mean, yeah, I mean, to be fair, it still is like fresh after the death.
Mm-hmm. We want her to be into falcons and decorating. Falcons and painting. Oh, current mood afraid. Fuck. Agility and faith. Alright. We need her to be more depressed, I guess. I'll have her, I guess we could have her take a class in Falcons and then, Faith, lore. Yeah, sure, let's do lore. Falcons and... I don't know. Julie, what do you think is more interesting? Meditation, divination, or lore?
What is lore?
Don't learn the magical
Oh,
history of the country that she's supposed to be in charge of.
Yeah, lore sounds cool.
Okay. Learn about the fragility of hunting birds and the years of training necessary to develop mastery. Luckily, your royal falconer does most of the hard work for you. Only a lumen can channel magic, and only with the help of an attuned crystal. The ability to control a crystal seems to be inherited, so crystals can be passed from parent to child upon the lumen's death. Okay. What's the commotion outside? Father, what's going on? I have come to pay my respects in honor of your mother. You have no respect of honor. It's because of you and your powers that my wife is dead. What? I am a lumen, as is she, and like every lumen, I am willing to give my life if necessary to protect our domain. Your light has been traitors for 200 years. I won't have you corrupting my daughter. That is for the crown princess to decide. Elodie, your mother trusted me, and I have much to teach you. Do I send her away, arrest her, or let her stay?
Alright, I see me.
What is your opinion?
I mean, if fucking girl boss wants to learn magic, let her learn magic.
Okay. Alex, what is your opinion? Do I let main character Elodie learn magic or not? You're muted.
I don't see why, letting her learn magic would be a bad thing.
Okay. Those are good points. Let's let her learn magic. I want to hear what she has to say. She says. As you wish. I need her to be more depressed, so, let's visit, Mom's grave.
Oof.
You pay your respects to your mother's tomb and wonder if the same fate is waiting for you.
This is one fucked up kid.
She's afraid and depressed. Her current mood is still afraid. Fuck. Okay. More falcons and more lore, I suppose.
Hey, don't worry, you can get a new mom. It'll be fine.
Alright. She's gonna be such a... she's gonna be a falcon witch. I believe in her. You learn about the hood and leather dresses, how and when they were worn, and how to keep them maintained and oiled. The kings and queens of Nova have all been lumens for centuries, but in modern times magic is only used for ceremonial occasions and in the duress of emergencies. Long, long ago, the continent of Borealis was ruled over by a single witch king until a rival line of lumens challenged for the crown. The resulting war went on for 100 years with powerful spells that damaged the land so badly that even now no plants will grow. He loves me not. Lottie, do you have a boyfriend? Not really, I just like to play with flowers. All of a sudden, the Duchess of Ursul rushes into the garden and points a sword at you. No, not at you, at your feet? Princess, don't move. Hold still or look down. wanna... Let's just say hold still. You want to hold still, but you don't have the composure to hold your position without peeking. You look down where his sword is pointing. There's a snake in the grass! You can't help it. You squeak and jump back. The snake tenses and prepares to strike. No! Your cousin pushes you aside, and the snake fangs sink into her skin. Naughty! Too late. Juliana swings her sword and cuts off the snake's head. What's going on here? Your daughter's been bitten by a milk viper. They're poisonous. Get a herbalist right away. I will treat my daughter. I certainly can't trust anyone here to keep her safe. I'm sorry. I don't feel good. We'll be returning home to Merva immediately. Your aunt has a point. Milk vipers are not native to this area. That snake should never have been here. Someone may have tried to kill you. Will Charlotte be okay? I don't know. What the fuck, man? Let's just, attend service. You attend services in the Castle Grove, letting the peace of the ritual calm your heart. She's still afraid and depressed. Fuck, man.
Gotta make her angry.
Well, right now, I am focusing on falcons and lore, so... You spend time with your chosen bird, speaking to her and letting her get to know you. Legend has it that long ago, a horde of Yeveni on the back of tentacle monsters rode into the valley of Mead, laying waste to all in their path. Their conquest was only halted when Illumin raised a great flood to drown the invaders. The castle seems quieter with Charlotte and Emery and Zara and their parents gone. Staring that empty though, seems like we get more servants every day. Still worried about Charlotte after that snake bit her. But her mother said she's okay, so I guess it turned out alright. Maybe she has a guardian angel. Make her less afraid. Shoot her press now. Yes! Alright. Don't worry, Julie, she'll be so good at taming falcons.
Yeah, then anyone who makes her upset, she can just, like, sick them on them.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, how intimidating would it be if you walked up to a person, they just had, like, falcons circling over their head?
Mm-hmm. You don a heavy leather glove and encourage your bird to hop onto your fist. Your skill in falcons is L 50. You may not increase your skill until your other animal handling skills are 25 or higher. Fuck. Legend says that the island of Meta Malini was once a single island instead of a cluster until an invading Novan queen raised a terrible pillar of fire that shattered the land into pieces. Your skill in lore is L 50. You may not increase the skill until your other face skills are 25 or higher. One of the maids approaches you for your attention. My lady, couriers have arrived from the Duke of Sedna. We have a Duke of Sedna? No, my lady, the Duchy of Sedna is in Talassi. But I brought you a letter and a gift. Condolences on the death of, deeply regret, best wishes. Oh, what a beautiful necklace! Something sparkly will make me feel better. Ouch. Let's try talking to the Duchess. I want to learn magic. What is it that you wanted to teach me? First, I need to know if you have your mother's crystal. Lumen crystal? No. The royal crystal has been passed down from ruler to ruler for generations. It belongs to you now, except that the king may be keeping it from you. Do you have a crystal? Of course. She holds out her hand, light flickers above her bosom, and then with a shower of sparkles they take shape. You reach out to touch it, and it dissolves away into nothing. Oh. It belongs to me. No one could take it from me until I die. You need to find the crystal that belongs to you. Okay. What made me afraid again? Fuck. Alright. I gotta... So, Julie, I have a question. So, I cannot raise the falcon skill anymore till I have horses and dogs to be 25. Do you want me to move on from animal handling to something else? Or do horses and dogs?
Let's go with dogs.
Dogs? Okay.
She will not be a horse girl.
And for evening classes, it's the same thing with Faith. Should I have her do meditation and divination or move on to a different thing?
You know what? Let's go with military.
Military? Okay.
Yeah, why not?
We got strategy, naval... Wait, let me look at her skills. She has a penalty to military, so she will not learn
Aw.
anything.
Okay, never mind then. We can just go with one of the other lore stuff.
Okay. So in that case, let's do divination. You visit the kennels to learn about different breeds of dogs. You learn that the gods cannot be forced to divulge information about the future and that the most powerful omens are those which arrive unexpectedly. As you're walking, you spot a familiar figure in the palace gardens. It's the Duchess of Ursel. Maybe I should go say hello. Then you notice that seated beside her is a woman in the robes of a priestess. They're very close together, their hands gently touching as they speak. Looks like she's busy. You turn and walk in a different direction, as not to disturb them. At that moment, you notice something unusual. Looks like someone just left the palace grounds by going over the hedge. Was that a servant, a thief, or an assassin? Climb up to look over the hedge, call the guards, run and hide. I want to say call the guards. +1 angry, nice. Guards! However, by the time the response is organized and directed to the area beyond the palace, there's no sign of any intruder. You wonder if you're only imagining it. Let's do... Explore Castle. You wander through the parts of the castle where other people rarely visit, but find little except spider webs. Yuck. Alright. Classes should be the same. Done. You learn about dog grooming and the most common diseases and injuries that dogs suffer from. Dropping your favorite plate is bad luck. A statue spontaneously shattering is a bad omen. You read about well-known signs of bad fortune, wells turning sour, dry lightning, strange fish caught in nets, malformed babies being born, and so on. As you walk up the stairs, the maid comes running down holding a towering pile of linen. Before you can react, she bears into you, sending you in the sheets flying. Oh, my lady, I'm so sorry. Apologize or punish her? Do I punish the maid? Or not?
Wait, what'd you do?
She ran into the main character, LD, with a bunch of sheets of linen by accident. The princess was knocked down.
Oh, I'll say be nice to her.
Okay. No, it was my fault. I should have gone out your way. If you say so, my lady. If I want her... Huh? No, go ahead.
No, sorry, you go ahead.
It looks like she's still, like, afraid enough to have a bonus to lore and shit, so let's just talk to someone, I think. How do I find my lumen crystal? Your father probably knows what happened to it. What if he destroyed it? They can't be destroyed. He could throw it away, but then someone else might find it. No, he'll keep it safe. But if it's mine, it wouldn't matter if someone else found it. If it's attuned to you, but if you haven't bonded with it yet, if it's found a compatible host, someone who is like you in some way could bond to them. Okay, so I need to talk to her father. Okay. Julie? In order for her to continue her falcon training, she needs to do a class in horses.
Unfortunate.
Do we move on to something else? Or is it horse time?
We can do horse if you want.
Okay. Let's do meditation, so that way I can continue her lore training. You walk around the stables, meeting the royal horses, learning about their breeds and the names for different parts of their anatomy. You practice assuming a sitting position that allows you to be relaxed and tranquil without being so relaxed that you're likely to fall asleep. There is a man here to see you. He wishes crown funding for a project of his. Remember, the treasury is unlimited, so if you choose to invest, you'll have less money to work with later. Your Royal Highness, I have a plan to print books using metal letters which can be moved and reused. I need to borrow 875 lassie to assemble the metal in a factory to mold and cast the type. With this system, we'll be able to create new books in a fraction of the time it takes now and make copies to send all over the world. I don't know much about factories or trade. Would that really be worthwhile? We are not interested. Shit, I could even say yes. Okay, let's talk to her father. Dad, what happened to Mom's lumen crystal? It's in a safe place. Can I have it? No. But it's mine. Manly magic killed your mother. I don't want that to happen to you. Once you're a crown queen, I cannot stop you from doing anything you want, but for now you are still a child. Okay. I need to do one more class in horses, I think, and meditation. Learn about caring for horses, grooming with different brushes to keep your hooves free of stones. You'll learn about the different pieces that go into saddles and bridles, how to check for signs of wear, and how to equip and adjust them on a horse. You have unlocked a new outfit. You close your eyes and relax every muscle of your body. In turn, letting that feeling travel down through you, from your head to your fingertips and toes. You take slow, deep breaths, letting that air move through your body, feeling it give you life and energy. You have unlocked a new outfit.
Also, damn, even in this game, playing dress up is the end game.
Your Highness, my sympathies for your loss. Even after all these years, I sometimes forget that my own mother will never be coming back. Thank you. However, I must call for your aid. The Ixion occupation of the country of Imbrium has gone on for too long. Now is the time to push back. I know there's some problems with Ixion, but I don't know the details. I guess they're occupying Southern Marie. I don't know anything about the military. I don't want to fight. There must be a peaceful way to settle this. I will send for diplomats from Ixion and try to come to some arrangement. Thank you, Your Highness. Your Highness, if I may ask, that necklace you're wearing, where did it come from? It was a gift from the Duke of Senna. Then you have made arrangements with him? What sort of arrangements? Your Highness, that is a courting gift. That man wishes to gain your hand in marriage. Oh, I didn't realize. My father says I can't have the crystal till I'm queen. So we'll just have to wait. There may not be time to wait. The world is filled with dangers, and you'll need the power of a lumen to fight them. You can't begin training until you're bonded with your crystal. Well, what else am I supposed to do about it? The crystal is probably held underground in the royal treasury. You're the princess, you should be able to find a way inside. Otherwise, you might have to take drastic action. I'll wait till I'm older. I'll try to find a way. What drastic action? And I feel like we're going down the lumen path, right? With the lore.
Yeah, so. Yeah.
I'll try to find a way. Alright, I'll try to get into the treasury. What are these new outfits? Oh, that looks awful.
I mean, it's the hat that ruins it.
I like that. That's cute.
Yeah, that's nice.
And it boosts faith. I like that.
Oh, the outfits have an actual effect.
Yes, this boosts animal handling, this boosts faith. Since we're going down the whole lumen magic path, I think we should probably have the priestess robe on. Unless you want her to be in the horse girl outfit. Or the
Oh,
falcons.
No, no, I was just curious.
Okay. Alright, I think if possible, I want her to be less depressed, so that way I think we should have some sort of military knowledge. Perhaps.
Yeah, just maybe. At least she doesn't have a... Wait, does she still have a... Oh no, she doesn't have a negative to that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Huzzah.
So I will want to increase... Probably, I think we need her to be angry for a military boost. So I will have to find some way to do that. But hey, at least she's... Wait, no. I need her to be afraid for the faith ship. Fuck. Maybe cheerful?
I'll just give me an image of just like someone studying like military theory while just screaming the entire time.
God. Alright. Let's do military and... You want strategy, naval strategy, or logistics?
Oh, sorry, what's that?
There's strategy, naval strategy, and logistics.
Logistics. War doesn't get anywhere without the war doesn't get anywhere without logistics.
Okay. And then the second one will be more lore.
Yeah, 'cause however big your war machine or army is, it still runs on the back of fucking corn.
Yep. You learn about the types and amounts of food required for an army on the march, and how long they will remain edible. At the height of the Nubian Empire, all major dukes and duchesses were lumens, and they conquered their enemies with beams of light and terrible summoned monsters. Those monsters eventually broke loose, killing their captors and destroying the old capital, Cather Lake. The resulting chaos shook the empire. The representative from Ixion is here. Be careful, no one wants to give up prizes they have won. You have the full support of my sister and myself, Your Highness. Let's get this over with. Your Royal Highness, thank you for granting me this audience. I'm sure we could come to an amicable agreement. Let bygones be bygones, no? We will forget about your unprovoked attacks on us, and you will transfer the rights to this little province. We can be good neighbors again, without any lives being lost. Uh-oh, that's a lot of faileds. They surrender the province, like he wants. Offer him money if Ixion withdraws. We can bluff/intimidate. Or we could just kill him.
Obliterate a bailiff. Smack his nuts.
Okay. Kill him. And here you have our answer. Off with his head! Ship that back to Ixion. If they know what's good for them, they'll get out of my way.
This is a fucked up kid. I know we're doing the decisions, but goddamn.
Remember, she's 14.
Fucking bloodthirsty.
Here, let's visit the treasury. You try to talk your way past the treasury guards, but despite the eyelash fluttering, foot stomping, and outright threats, you won't budge. Damn it. Wait, she's definitely more angry now. Okay. I actually need her to be more afraid again because of the faith thing, unfortunately. I guess for now I can have her do a Falcon class instead of the lore class. Considering there's a penalty now to faith. He studied the kinds of equipment that soldiers need available, such as bedding, weapons, armor, medicine, bandages, and the tools to repair anything damaged. And carefully feed tidbits to your bird while she rests on your glove. Your practice walking around holding the bird attached to you by a short length to ensure she doesn't fly away. You receive a report on the outcome of the battle against the Ixionites. You succeeded in driving them out of Marie, but it cost you almost a full battalion of soldiers and a great deal of material. You lost 1,014 soldiers. The Duke of Marie will be happy, but we could have done better. You also receive a letter from you that tells us Duke Ascenda will be arriving for an official visit next week. Okay, we need her to be fucking afraid. Visit tomb. You speak dead mom. Yes. How's her mood? She's still on the cusp of being angry. And she's depressed as shit. Cool. I can use that for her to be into animals more. Let's change your outfit so that way she has to boost in animal handling.
Angry and depressed. Time to go be angry at the animals. Woo!
Oh fuck, she's gonna go scare the dogs. No.
Alright.
Wait, if she's angry, I feel like she's just gonna call falcons to like bite at people.
You study different kinds of transport, animals, wagging, sludges, ships, boats, and boots. You practice rolling a lure overhead for your bird to catch before calling her back to your hand. You practice playing with the lure, making it more difficult for the bird so it takes multiple passes to grab her prey.
She's just like, you see that servant over there? Well, I don't want to.
Ah, Your Highness, what a pleasure it is to meet you in person at last. Your description did not do you justice. I don't know how to deal with handsome older men paying me compliments. I was so pleased to hear that you accepted my humble offering, a jewel for a jewel, but you are the more precious. I hope that this is only the beginning of a mutually beneficial relationship. A union between us would bring stability to both of our peoples. He really does want to marry me. Be gone, thought.
Yeah, call the fucking guards.
I need to let him down gently. I am not marrying you. I'm only 14.
Go off.
That may not have been gentle. I see. I regret the misunderstanding. At least he was nice about it. I'll give him that much. He was nice about it. I need her to be more cheerful, but also afraid at the same time.
What's something that cheers you up but also makes you scared?
Let's do explore castle. You wander through the parts of the castle where the other people were. Okay, what's her skills at? Or mood. Okay, she's afraid again, but she's mainly depressed, so, we need to cheer her up a little bit. I can at least do Priestess Robe again. We're almost done with animal handling. Okay. Let's do that. You'll learn more about the support costs created by support. The more equipment you have, the more people and animals are needed to move them, then those people and animals also need to be fed and equipped. You take your bird out for free flights to catch small prey on her own and return it to you. You have nothing more to learn about falcons. You are requested to stand in judgment. A woman has been convicted of attempted murder and requests the mercy of the crown. Your Highness, the slattern dares to be beg pardon when she admits that she tried to poison my sister under her own roof. Which sister? Corisande, the Duchess of Mead. Is she alright? She is unharmed. We caught the culprit in the kitchens before anyone could eat her foul spew. Well, what do you have to say for yourself? It's just as it is. The devils killed me brother, and it broke me mom's heart. Lied to her they did, when she went to see why he'd not come back. Said he'd gone for a soldier when he never would. You weren't the only one neither. I waited 10 years for my chance to get my own back. That's justice. You see, she's completely unrepentant. Hang her and be done with it. I don't know what all this is about. Either way, murder is a serious crime, but... Put her to work, imprison her, execute her. I say we send her to the gulags. Personally. This woman failed in her goals. She harmed no one. I do not require her life. If she is kept far away from your sister's court, she will no longer be a threat. You're going to forgive her? I am indenturing her, not pardoning her. She will serve as a heavy laborer in northern Ursul. She be made an example of. She should be drawn and quartered in public square. I have spoken. God's bless you, miss.
Also, yeah, it's taking a while to tab out to unmute, so if I don't respond, that's why.
That's fine. Let's talk to my father. Dad, if this trouble Vixian started years ago, why didn't Mom fix it? My mother told the Duke of Marie and the Duchess of Hellas that it was their problem and they should sort it out themselves. Oh. Should I have done that? The situation is different now. Everyone on one side watches to see what sort of queen is coming to the throne. Everyone is judging me. Okay, I've learned everything I need to know about falcons. Let's do lore and logistics, I guess. You learn about the difficulty of obtaining new supplies from the field. Enemy civilians may hide and destroy supplies rather than let them fall into your hands. And friendly civilians may not stay friendly if robbed. Your logistics is now 50. You may not increase this skill until your other military skills are 25 or higher. 200 years ago, a great force of darkness covered Nova, threatening to wipe out all life in the domain. It took the self-sacrifice of the Queen and her complement of lumens to defeat that doom. Only the Duke of Ursul refused to join in the defense and therefore survived. A lumen once tried to lift the curse from an enchanted spring whose water was poisonous and glowed green. After dispelling the magic, she tasted the water and fell dead. The ring glow was not a curse, but a spell placed by a lumen long before they warned everyone away from the spring's natural poison. As you're walking one day in the gardens, you hear a strange sound and look up to see an owl flying overhead. A single dry leaf flutters in its talons. An owl flying in the open broad daylight. That's unusual. I wonder if something attacked it. When you return to the castle, your father is waiting for you. The reports saying that a key thong has been sighted leaving the old forest. The old forest? That's the area by Catherine Lake where the capital was until it was destroyed by monsters. There are reports that it... Okay. was a Keithong, a beast of a body with an enormous golden cat, a sharp beak, and spikes on its back. Huh? Several disappearances in southern Caloris are already thought to be the work of this creature. What do we do? Should we send hunters? The traditional policy on stray beasts is to hope that they return to the forest and stay there. Hunters are no match for such creatures. You would only make it angry and waste your lives. So, we just let it eat people? Everyone dies in the end. Alright, let's make you more cheerful. Okay. I guess strategy. And then we can finish up lore. You study the strengths and weaknesses of different weapons in battle formations. A Lumen may willingly surrender control of his or her magic to another. This is how the Novan Empire came to dominate the world. A growing force of Lumens focused on a single ruler, granting that king or queen immense power. It is now believed that a strong magical power attracts danger. Therefore, after the Doom Shadow was banished, the crystals of the fallen dukes and duchesses are destroyed. Only the crown and the Duchy of Versailles maintain active lumens. Remember that the Festival of the Good Lady is approaching. There will be public celebrations for the commoners, followed by a grand gala for the nobility. A grand ball! There will be dancing! As Queen, you will be expected to lead the procession and take part in the ceremonial planting, possibly give a speech. However, since you are not yet crowned, it is not required and it may not be safe to expose you to the public. What do you mean not safe? Aside the council, you are less well protected. If anyone means your harm, think on it now. Decide later. There's a letter for you as well. It's from Branny. I went to school with her, but she's a couple years older than me. Her mother is the Duchess of Mead. She's complaining that her mother still won't let her come home for the holidays. Apparently her uncle Kevin is absolutely furious about that woman's trial. She's bored and looking for an adventure. Well, I don't have any to suggest to her. Let's visit the treasury. Try to talk your way past to the treasury guards, but despite Isla, blah 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 blah. I need to learn more about persuasion, apparently. Let's see. So I learned I learned all I can about lore. I guess what skills should I learn next? To like 100?
Maybe swords? Or weapons?
Weapons?
Yeah.
Yeah, self-defense would be pretty good.
Yeah. Nothing can go wrong if you have a good sword in your hand.
Alright. Weapons, swords. You study the effects of battle stress on troops and how the morale can turn the side of combat. You take up a wooden sword to practice correct grips and stances. Today is the procession and planting for the Festival of the Good Lady. Will you be leading the parade? If you have any concerns about your safety, please stay here. The people will recover from disappointment. If we lose you, there is no recovery. Since she has not learned that much self-defense, I would say no. No, I guess I'd rather stay here. You watch the procession from your tower window, feeling safe but lonely. Suddenly you hear someone moving around inside your room. You turn in surprise, but it's only a maid. My lady, what are you? Should you not be in the procession? It's a major festival, but there's other ways to celebrate. Confess your fears, yell at her, make religious excuse. Religious excuse, I guess. I prefer to give thanks for the good lady's blessing by meditating. It's very wise of you, my lady. Alright, visit the dungeons. Be more cheerful and angry. You sneak down to the castle dungeons and amuse yourself by poking the locked-up peasants with sticks. Poor fools. Wow.
Yeah, fuck those peasants.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck them.
Alright. I have a bonus to conversation and medicine now. So, I guess after I'm done with military, I can move on to probably conversation. I think that's probably pretty good. Naval strategy and more swords. You learn that the sea is not something you hold, it is something you travel across. Naval strategy ensures your free travel while denying it to your enemies. You practice slow swings to move your blade to precisely mark targets, building up your muscles and control. Are you ready for the grand ball? All nobles in the domain are here to see you, to see their queen. You've finished dressing and descend the stairs to make a grand entrance. All around, the rich and powerful pause in their activities to gaze upon you, the ruler of them all. Seeing yourself reflected in so many eyes makes you want to run away and hide. After a moment, you force yourself to carry on, but you're sure they've all seen you hesitate. Your father waits for you at the bottom of the stairs and offers you his arm. The first dance is for us. He guides you gently around the dance floor, never rushing you. It's fun to dance with your father, but the look in his eyes is so sad. After this, you must choose your own partner. There are a number of men who hope to catch your eye. The Dyingggggg alone has brought 3 eligible sons, all near your age. You look around the room at all your possible partners, which is to say everyone. No one may begin dancing until you do. You can pick whoever you want and you will not be denied. Oh my god. Someone about your age, someone younger than you, someone older than you, someone already married, and someone scandalous.
Excuse me, what?
About your age. Oh. Yeah, no, I wasn't not muted.
What?
About your age. Think about your age. So that's the only right
Yeah.
option, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like as much like I'm interested in why there's a scandalous option, but knowing that she's a child, no.
About your age.
I mean, I fucking like did a
The
double.
already married part is like funny. I think.
Yeah, I got fucking stunned when I heard someone already married.
I mean that's funny.
You approach Lindley, the second son of the Duke of Kegel. He's about 2 years older than you. He's always nice to you at school. He bows to you with great courtesy, and you begin to dance. Dancing with a real partner feels quite different from dancing with your father. You knew him, you knew steps like a part of you. Not every move is a mystery. Unfortunately, you lose track of which steps you're supposed to do when and trip over your feet. Oops.
Hell yeah, brother.
Between the dances, there is time for the guests to mingle, chat, and sample tiny bites of exquisite food. During a lull in the music, Bunnea and the Duke of Marie taps an elegant fingernail against a wine glass, letting a clear note ring out through the room. If I might have your attention, I believe we should offer our compliments to our lovely hostess. Her bravery and courage keeps our borders defended. Everyone applauds politely. As the gala continues, you take the opportunity to observe nobles that you rarely see. There's Bunnea, for instance, a young lady of Sudbury, only months older than you, and due to finally inherit control of her duchy soon. Or Adele, the youngest daughter of the Duchess of Lilla, and a fierce sportswoman. She was a few years ahead of you at school, and the absolute terror of the ball fields. No Bruni, she has said her parents were leaving her stuck at school this season. Her parents are here dancing together, the Duke consort clutching his Duchess possessively tight. Strange that there's no sign of your cousins, though. Shouldn't they be here? Your aunt and uncle are here, of course. It would be scandalous if they had to come. Merva being so close by. It's nice to be able to enjoy the time with friends or family, isn't it? Become more angry. Okay. No, she's mostly lonely, so yeah, conversation and demeanor, penalty to royal demeanor and intrigue and faith. Okay. Let's continue the military and weapons, military weapons. We study different kinds of ships, their names, designs, and the number of crew needed for each. You have unlocked a new outfit. You drill with a partner, attacking and blocking carefully timed patterns. You wander downstairs to visit your father, talk about the latest events in the domain. You meet with such enthusiasm that you don't realize your father isn't alone until it's too late to avoid him and his companion. You are too kind, Jocelyn.
Wow. Kill me.
Countess Siren, not a member of your circle. She's a bit more than a decade your senior, far too old to have ever been your friend, and yet not at all old as noble women go. She has 2 minor titles, no husband, and your father's arm in her grasp. How dare she make a move on your father? Shame her with silent scorn, insult her with false flattery, or trip her as she passes.
Murder the bitch.
Chipper? Chipper?
Anyone else?
Julie, what's your vote?
Wait, what's going on? Why are we killing the bitch?
And there's a lady who, a big age gap from your father. She's has his arm around her. She's trying to make a move on him. Do you shame her, insult her, or trip her?
All of the above.
Trip her.
Okay.
Also,
okay.
I thought that said silent corn for a second.
You wait until the Countess gets closer and then hook your foot around to make her stumble. Unfortunately, you get your feet tangled up and end up tripping yourself, falling to the ground with a thud.
No.
Oh dear, you're right. Oh dear, she does need a bit of looking after, doesn't she? Not by you. I should go now. I'll have to see more of you later. Ugh. Once she's gone, you raise an eyebrow at your father. Don't give me that look, young lady. She's a nice woman, nothing more. She wants nothing more. That's not going to happen anytime soon. You should be careful now how you deal with people like Siren. You need the goodwill of your nobles as well as your commoners. It hasn't been any problems so far. Many dark looks were aimed your way at the gala. As queen, you must be aware of everything around you. I am paying attention to what's around me. Alright. I need accounting your presence. Okay. To get to that. Alright. What new outfit do I have? I kind of like the priestess robe more, but also military. She looks very angry.
Oh, that also looks cool.
Yeah.
I like the shoulder pads.
So
Oh,
if
wait,
I wanted to... Huh?
Oh, sorry, never mind, go ahead.
If I wanted to get into the treasury, she needs to learn accounting or have presence. And so far, I think accounting will be a little bit easier because she has a she has a pretty big penalty to royal demeanor. I think after she has a 50 in swords, I'm gonna have her learn accounting real quick.
Oh, poor her. I wouldn't wish learning about accounting to anyone.
Alright, let's do a class in logistics and then more swords. You study how to determine when to jettison or destroy excess goods for speed and how to avoid overreaching. You learn how to calculate enemy war preparations based on the movement of goods within their lands. Armies do not spring up full form overnight. You practice moving with blades, side-stepping, charging, lunging. You practice using your blade to disarm opponents and shove them backwards. Alright. Is the time of year to decide any necessary adjustments to the royal budget? The majority of money we receive is already spoken for, but there is always some room for discussion. I don't know anything about budgets. Raise taxes or lower taxes?
I don't know anything about
Fuck 'em,
budget.
raise taxes.
We need more money! Raises the taxes a bit.
Yeah,
As you
fuck you,
wish.
poor people.
The poor people literally fucking getting dicked over by like a 6-year-old.
She's
Pretty sure
14!
like 15. Okay.
Skill issue.
Oh, it's a 10 court. Sitting in court sessions is not fun at all, but it pleases your father and may be important for your future. Alright. Alright, buddy, you're gonna learn about accounting. This is gonna be lovely. You brush up on basic mathematics with the help of an abacus. You study the benefits of looting as a troop motivator versus the negative effect on civilian populations. You learn to calculate how effective military strength wanes over distance from a home position as it becomes more difficult to put pieces into play. You are requested to stand in judgment. A man has been convicted of the murder by strangling of his wife. It does not deny the act, but requests a pardon that he may be set free. If you admit you killed your wife, why do you think I'm going to set you free? Save me, your majesty. It wasn't my fault. Demons made me do it. Everyone knows the power of magical beasties. They used me. They twisted my fingers into chains. My wife found me screaming. She tried to shake me and the chains wrapped around her. I need the priestesses to bless me and make me clean again. Demons can make you attack people? Is that even possible? Pardon, imprison, or kill him? Kill him? Kill him? Kill him.
Blood for the blood god.
I don't care whether there are demons or not. You are still a murderer and your life is forfeit. You'll be hanged in public as a deterrent for your future criminals.
Skills for the skill throw.
Tyrant. Yeah.
He opens his mouth to argue with you further, but then his shoulders slump. Yes,
Corn
Your Majesty.
smiles to stay.
Alright. Let's visit Juliana. You have not yet reached the crystal. Are you making progress, or is it time for another plan? That'd probably be the drastic action she mentioned earlier. Take it. I suppose I'll have to listen to another plan. Leave it to me. Fine. That night, an explosion rocks the castle. A section of stone near the royal treasury collapses, crushing the guards on duty. Nothing is stolen, at least nothing that is acknowledged publicly. But when you look at your father's face, you can see in his eyes, the crystal is gone and he knows that you are to blame. He will never trust you the same way again. Ouch. That hurts. Alright, ouch. Okay, what is she at right now? Yeah, accounting. After she learns logistics fully, I guess I can have her go back to weapons for the time being. That'll probably work. You study the manipulation and want larger quantities through direct calculations, using written numbers instead of an abacus. You learn how to delay the advance of an invading force by disrupting their transport and communications. You have nothing to learn more. You have nothing more to learn about logistics. Fuck, blah. You receive word of an unfortunate incident at the gallows where the man you judged was sent to be executed. As he was led to the platform, he suddenly lashed out with explosive magical power, killing several guards or spectators before making his escape. And the population is buzzing with rumors of a secret cabal of evil lumens who sacrifice innocents in their dark rituals. Oops. Do you have it? You do have it, don't you? The crystal? Of course, everything is ready for you. Great, let's get going. What do I have to do? Pick up the crystal with your bare hands. Press it against your chest, over your heart, and say, illuminate. Okay, here we go. Illuminate. Oh my god, it's magic girl time.
Would you watch Medieval Sailor Moon?
You feel dizzy, both larger and lighter than you were before. The crystal has disappeared from you, but you know where it is. Well, the priestess here is a friend of mine. I will come to your lessons in the faith and train you to use your powers. This is going to be great. Alright. I guess instead of weapons, she's gonna learn magic stuff. Do we want to sense magic, resist magic, or wield magic?
You know, honestly, probably resist magic. You never know when a rogue magician is going to try to assassinate you.
Alright. I guess,
You don't want to get stylist.
Do we want to learn more about economics or weapons?
I'll say economics.
Okay.
Damn, line infantry, what the? Yeah, that's out of context.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what she's gonna say when she learns about more about the military.
You increase your awareness of your own thoughts and emotions, making it more difficult for mind-affecting magic to twist your reactions. You study money lending and the controversies involved in charging interest. According to the druids, one should always return more than what is left. Or else the debt gave no value to the world.
Uh-huh.
I regret to inform you that Fabian, the Earl of Titan in the Duke region of Eleth, has passed away. This isn't really a surprise. He was pretty ill, and the problem is the political implications. With the control of Eleth in doubt, it falls to the crown to make decisions. Young Lord Adair will not reach his 15th birthday for over 2 years. He requires a regent. His stepmother, Aris, the Duchess of Lilla, has petitioned that the boy be left in her care. This would, however, leave her in personal control of 2 neighboring duchies, which is generally forbidden. Almost the entire eastern border. I don't know anything really bad about her, though. The boy does have a living grandfather, the Earl of Ishtar, or he might appoint an unrelated noble to act in his stead. The Earl of Ishtar has suggested another possibility. You and Adair are both young, not too far apart in age. He requests that we accept the boy as your future husband and keep him here at the castle. Leave him with Aris, the stepmother, possibly evil stepmother. Send him to his grandfather. Marry the boy since he is similar in age, or send him to my uncle, or her uncle. Personally, I say, you know, for us to have more control over the Empire, it might be in our best interest to marry the child.
I don't feel comfortable talking about this.
At least it's not an old man.
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm like, at least
It's still bad, but at least it's not worse.
If we have her, like, set up with someone of similar age, at least, it'll be not nearly as bad as what could be happening.
Yeah, true.
I say we marry him. Any
Yeah.
objections?
Nope.
Okay.
At least not for me.
Okay, I'll marry him. At least that way I won't get stuck with an old man.
Facts.
I can't actually marry him until he's old enough, but he will be brought here to live as your companion. I need her to be more afraid to learn more about magic, so, explore the castle. You wander through the parts of the castle where blah 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 blah. Okay. Where am I at now? Right, I still need to learn more about accounting. Accounting and resist magic. We'll just do the same thing. You learn to consciously project a magical field through your thoughts, blocking outside magic from touching your mind, but only when you have the energy to consciously resist. You study bookkeeping and the art of notating incomes and expenditures, as well as how to determine the amounts of funds of a solvent business needs to keep on hand in order to continue functioning. Ow, my brain. There is a woman here to see you. She is a musician and wishes crown patronage, which means money. Your Royal Highness, if you accept me as a member of your court, I will immortalize you in word and song. I have dabbled in musical styles from many countries, and it can entertain your guests and lighten your evenings. The musician sings a little ditty to demonstrate her skills with the lute. She's actually pretty good. Accept her or reject her? I saw a lot of failed, so I'm feeling like there's something there that isn't like... I feel like we should reject her, because I don't have enough information.
I mean, she's good, ain't
she? The main character, Elodie said that right as a little pop-up said, musician, like instrument plus voice equals failed. So she doesn't know what she doesn't have taste at the moment. I'm gonna say reject her. Thank you, but we are not interested. Alright, explore castle. When she's afraid, I will want to... Oh, she's really lonely. Okay. Let's, yeah, I want to, like, have her not be as lonely if possible. I want her to be pressured and, afraid. Pressured and afraid. Okay. You gain innate resistance to light and dark. You can now see in the blackest caves or stare into the sun without going blind. Lovely. You learn about the concept of diminishing returns, a point after which spending more on a particular project fails to improve it as much as previous spending did. How's the days settling into life at the castle? I found him in the garden trying to catch frogs, so I showed him a few tricks. I'm sure you'll work things out. Okay. I could have her learn a different economic thing now. Trade or production? Or do I move on to a different category?
Sorry, what's that?
So she's at 50 for accounting. So I can have her learn trade or production, or I can move on to a different category.
I
I
mean,
can
trade
go
sounds
back to
good.
weapons. I could also. What are you gonna say?
Trade.
Trade? Okay. And then Lumen, resist
Then when
magic.
that's done, we can go back to weapons.
Mhm. You learn that the smallest villages has a central market where locals can trade what they have grown or made with others who have different skills. You learn to consciously project a magical shield around your body, blocking intrusion, a powerful technique, but you can't keep it up for long. You stare up into the sky out your window. You notice a strange flash of light. A falling star, pretty. Okay. Yeah, I guess this works. You learn that individual peddlers travel between villages and cities, some on foot with packs and mules, others riding horses or wagons. Sometimes different wagons grouped together to form a caravan. You gain an increased resistance against heat and cold, becoming comfortable in different weather environments, and able to sip hot soup without burning your tongue. I have unpleasant news to report. Taurus, the Duke of Senda, has instituted high tariffs and trade restrictions at the Eleth border. Business is disrupted and there are growing shortages of supplies. You have a large amount of discretionary funds remaining in the treasury. You can easily handle this situation. I guess send emergency aid. Then the royal treasury will pay to keep the people fed. Very well. Yes, I want her to be a fucking magical girl, so, sense magic. Yeah. The most important trade route in the domain is the Kavala River. It travels to the center of your lands, and almost every duchy contains contributaries that feed into the Kavala, allowing goods to be shipped along it by the boat. Much of the domain's trade comes in from the Western Ocean, the capital city, and your castle located on the island near the mouth of Kavala River, where it meets the sea. That makes this the most important location for trade in the domain. Close your eyes and learn to feel the magic inside you. My lady, these letters are for you. And leather for Brienne. Why does she keep writing me? We were never even friends. She says she's bored and lonely, and she's looking forward to seeing me at Gwenelle's birthday party. That's right, Gwenelle is about to turn 15. She'll be Duchess of Sudbury for real now. This other letter must be my invitation to her birthday celebration next week. Gwenelle and I were friends at school, and this will be a big event, but it's also a long way to travel. A lot of things can happen on the road. Do I go to the birthday party or send my regrets? I have a feeling she might die on the road. You know, a lot of things could happen on the road. What do you guys think?
What kind of bad feelings are you getting? Because, like, on my
I
end,
saw a divination failed, so I have bad vibes.
I mean, it could also be like you just failed to see a good event. Divination doesn't have to be bad.
Julie, I saw you unmuted. What is your thoughts?
And for send your regrets.
Okay.
I say sender.
I say send your regrets.
Rip.
I better stay here. She's almost pressured enough to where I can go back to making her afraid again. Alright, I guess I could probably have her learn production now. I learned that Sunset Bay off the coast of Duchy Mazamba is a prime location for fishing. You practice using small amounts of magic and feeling that power outside of yourself. All my friends are at Gwinnell's party and I don't get to go. Sent Gwinnell a letter saying I could have come, but it was her mother, the Countess, who replied. I think she's insulted that I didn't consider the event important enough to attend. Oops. You learn how farmers in the Duchy of Marie rotate between fields for raising crops and fields that life follow. You learn that the most of Domain's iron is mined in Sudbury, transported west by the Goen River to the Kavala. Oh, new outfit. You meant to someone.
I'm thinking.
Hello? Hi.
Ash is recording, by the way.
Holly.
Holly.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
We're horrible at doxing them.
It's an open secret at this point.
Get dox, nerd! Oh!
I
Don't
am.
worry, as long as we don't say the credit card details, we'll be fine.
Yes, yes. Yeah,
Unless Holly wants to have their crazy minion name.
Minion name?
Mm-hmm. You know how to calculate your crazy minion name?
No.
Oh, you haven't seen that meme?
You need to give us your credit card number for the first name, the expiration for the middle name, and then the 3 digits on the back for the last name.
Okay, so it's gonna be.
Didn't win.
So it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then it's January of 23, and then 1, 2, 3.
All right, let me put that into the calculator real quick.
Yeah, I am recording a video of Medieval Princess Simulator. I have
Okay,
somehow
so-
not let her die yet.
Are you ready for your crazy minion name?
Yes.
Declined.
Nice. Matters have come to a crisis. Arista Duchess of Lila has declared civil war. What? Apparently she feels that you're a weak leader, unfit to be queen, and has managed to sway several others to her banner. God damn it, I knew this would happen. Who's against me? A number of minor earls and countesses, the Duchess of Mead, and the Duke of Kegel. The Duchess of Sudbury is with Lila. But Gwinnell's my friend. Sudbury is completely surrounded by rebel duchies. She may not have a choice. The situation in Hellas Marie is less clear. What forces can she muster, and what are we still holding? We have 4 battalions and 1 platoon. The naval side is, of course, useless in this conflict. By my estimate, Earth can field 5 battalions and 1 platoon. That's not good. It'll come down to a question of strategy. There are ways to increase the number of soldiers you have available. You can offer to pardon various imprisoned criminals in exchange for military service. Do I pardon the criminals?
People have used penal legions before.
I think, yeah, you're right. It
It's a
would be
very Warhammer thing to do, though.
I don't care. Pardon the criminals. Alright, let's see that. Criminals probably already know how to fight. Very well. Forces are in motion, but they will take time to reach their peak. Okay, I think I need her to be slightly more pressured. So... Oh, yeah, I have a new outfit.
That's what you look like?
That's the main
You
character,
you
yes.
want her to be more pressured? What are you doing to this precious little cupcake?
Oh, I have a
Don't let
tuxedo?
her appearance
What is
fool you.
this? I don't like this
Yeah,
outfit at all.
She's already killed a
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
yeah. Don't let her appearance fool you. She is bloodthirsty.
Alright,
She
she's
craves
pressured. I
violence.
need her to be
She's-
afraid.
Pressured, angry, depressed, and yielding?
Yeah, this kid's fucked up.
You are giving this person quite the cocktail of mental disorders.
Yes, I am. That's the point.
Yeah, that's like one of the first things I said about this game is that this kid is fucked up.
Oh yeah, I need to start wielding magic too. I'm having her go
How-
down the Lumen route, which is her basically being a magical girl. And so that is what is she learning at the current moment, as well as economics.
How fucked up was your mother's death to where she's this scarred from it?
Alright, so we're going back to accounting, and we're gonna wield magic now.
Honestly, you could be absolute shit at foreign policy as long as you know how to run an economy. Things can't end up too bad.
Yeah. You study taxation, learn about how past monarchs demanded too much and drove peasants into ruin in order to collect it. Other monarchs demanded too little and drove whole domains into ruin by lacking the funds to sustain and defend them. You learn to summon a small glowing light, which you can then move around independently. The negotiator for the rebels has arrived to speak with you. Surrender now and I will be lenient. We are not here for our surrender, we are here for yours. Relinquish the authority of the throne and you will not be harmed. The Duchess Aris and her family will rule Nova as regents. You will be allowed to maintain a figurehead title. Many lives will be spared and your domain will continue to into the future in safer, wiser hands. Never.
Death to the heretics.
I am the queen! Since we cannot come to agreement, we will meet you on the battlefield. Fine. Alright, I need her to be afraid, so...
Okay, why do you want her to be afraid?
It boosts her faith stat.
Hmm.
So she needs to visit her mom's grave. Because her mood gives bonuses and penalties for, like, right now her main mood is being depressed. So she has a bonus to expression and animal handling, but a penalty to royal demeanor, conversation, and athletics. But right now we are trying to have her learn economics and magic.
You should have her learn a bit of military if she's going to be going into a war.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Hear me out. There's a reason the Geneva checklist meme has become popularized.
I mean, looking at her skills, she has economics pretty good, and she's really good at logistics, but kind of meh at strategy and naval strategy. For the current war, naval doesn't matter, so I can just boost up her land strategy a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably
The
what I'm
Penal
gonna do.
Legion will probably help with that, to be honest.
The what?
The Penal Legion?
Is that somewhere here?
No, you pardon people in exchange for military service.
Oh,
so
right, that
Penal
thing.
Legion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that, so that'll probably help. So strategy and wielding magic, that is what she is doing at the moment.
Or you could call it the Penal Platoon. PB for short.
You study military recruitment and the importance of training and motivation and making soldiers who could trust and depend on each other. You learn about how units reinforce each other in the field, gaining strength through proximity and the covering of weaknesses. You may not tour the barracks on the weekends.
Hey, cool. New place unlocked.
You learn how to cast rays of white light, which can banish shadows and blind your opponents. You learn how to create tiny discs of solid light, which can fly through the air and cut into targets. Uh-oh. War rages for control of Nova. As defending queen, you are required to take personal control of your forces. Your control of magic enhances your claim to the divine right of rulership. Damn it. Battles are won and lost. Fallen soldiers decorating the landscape. The final outcome is victory for your side. Your forces sweep through the rebellious duchies are met with cheers by the local population. Arrests the ringleaders executed, and the other rebels are forced to pay tribute to keep their holdings. Of course, there's also a cost in paid in lives. Total casualties were 1.5 battalions on your side and 1.25 battalions among the rebels. Your stronger position and strategy made you able to win despite your losses. Of course, there are no more rebel soldiers now. They are once more your loyal subjects. Okay. Well, that's nice.
Weren't you trying to make somebody feel pressured?
Yeah, I'm trying to make the character feel pressured, but I already have her feeling like pressured enough. I'm more focused on having her being less depressed, but also more afraid at the same time.
So probably not the tomb.
Yeah, probably not the tomb. I want her to be afraid, but also not depressed. I want her to be afraid and cheerful. It'll take less time to make her afraid, so that way I can focus on making her more depressed. Or no, less depressed, more cheerful. Because basically, I gotta move this down a little bit, and then move depressed all the way up to cheerful. Okay. Wow. Okay.
Congratulations. You have achieved magical girl status.
Well, now the war is over, I can focus on her magical ability, so this outfit will help. So, I guess I could move on from strategy to something else.
I would.
I think she needs to learn more foreign affairs or like intrigue or something.
I think that would be a decent play.
Or with social demeanor, but for me to be able to, like, royal in conversation, but for me to be able to do that, I need to have her be less depressed, so...
Yeah, that's not going to happen anytime soon.
Yeah. Let's do...
I'd probably go for intrigue or continue on the economic route.
I can at least finish out accounting and then go for, let's say, like, eternal affairs or foreign intelligence.
Because I feel like knowing your economics is also going to help your foreign affairs.
Yeah.
When skill checks come later.
You study the standard operating costs of the domain's military and the amount needed to commission new ships, soldiers, and knights. You study the art of laying custom duties and how those tariffs can affect the flow of goods in and out of the country.
See, there it is. Foreign affairs.
You learn how to quickly flare magical shields around you to deflect an incoming attack. This uses much less energy than a constant shield, but requires good timing to be effective. Things have been so unsettled lately. Everyone's on edge. We need something cheerful. You could hold a tournament. What a good idea! Knights, jousting, musicians, all sorts of competitions. Everyone loves a contest. What will you offer as prizes to the winners? Status and praise, employment, or just straight up gold?
Don't you need to rebuild your army?
I'm thinking employment. Possibly.
Yeah, I mean, tournaments are a good way for people who want to be knights to get noticed.
The winners will have the option to take up royal appointments. Not what I was thinking of, but okay. It's a recruitment drive. Very well, I will drop the announcements. Leave into his work. As you move through the hall, your eye falls upon a vase of flowers. Pretty, but apparently not getting enough water. The leaves on one blossom have shriveled. Someone in the hall duty is being lazy. Those flowers should be replaced. You continue up the stairs to your room where a maid is waiting for you. My lady, a gift has arrived from Kegel. From the Duke? No, my lady, a merchant house. I believe it was sent with a shipment down the Cavallo River. You tear open the brightly colored paper to find... chocolates! Chocolate producers at Kegel usually ship goods down the Napa River through Usul, not straight to the capital. This merchant house probably specializes in something else and only traded for the chocolates. There's a little card with a box. For compliments to House of Krylat. Oh, that's a lot of faileds. Let's save it for later.
Failed dogs.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't feel like
They
candy
put
right now.
dog in the candy?
I hope not.
Ah, classic Vietnamese cuisine.
Um. Yeah, I need her to be. Let's say. More afraid. Can I focus on being... Yeah, I can try to get her to be more cheerful now.
Well, now she isn't even like remotely happy with anything now.
Nope. No, she's not. She's really not.
I wonder if there's like a secret bad ending where if you get all stats in the negatives, to the farthest negatives.
I believe there are several endings where she straight up gets murdered or killed. So, right now I've been doing a good job of that not happening. You study the cost of benefits of public education and health provisions. You study the effects of minting of more coin to cover economic shortages. You learn how to maintain a low-level deflection field so that magical attacks not directly targeted at you will slide harmlessly aside. This doesn't need much power, so you can keep it up for long periods of time. You learn how to directly counter offensive magic with your own power so that you can burn out a spell that someone else has cast. This is very dangerous if the other spell is too powerful. This is the week of the general tournament. Nobles and commoners alike have turned out to compete against each other. The people will be pleased if you participate in the games, however, it could expose you to danger. What event do you wish to partake in? Mounted parade, jousting, fencing, archery, music, falconry, none. She has like max skill in birds, so falconry.
Max skill in birds. That's a very
Yes.
particular thing to learn.
It's the first thing she learned. She started out as depressed, so she would have a natural boost to animal handling, and birds seem the coolest out of the choices of horses, dogs, and falconry, so...
Well, apparently you didn't notice that there was dog in the chocolate, so that might not have been the pick.
Yeah, I guess not. Only nobles take part in the falconry competition, of course. The only commoners who fly such birds do so under a noble's aegis. You are far too new to the sport to be in contention for a prize, but it is a pleasant learning experience, and your fellow competitors are pleased by your interest and enthusiasm. All winners are now displayed to great cheers, as near Queen you place flower garlands around their necks. All of a sudden, a man approaches the winner's platform. It's Kevin, the Earl of Eo.
Fucking Kevin.
In one hand, he carries an armored gauntlet, in the other a sword. My family's blood is on your hands. Arrest the ringleader of the rebellion. She was his mother. He casts a metal glove to the ground with a clatter and raises his sword, pointing it at you. I challenge you, Elodie. A life for a life. He challenged you to a duel? Doesn't he know you could burn him to a crisp by just waving your hand? Do I kill him with magic or actually duel him?
I mean, isn't your weapon skill ass?
Do him
Yeah.
dirty in front of his squad.
Yeah,
him
you're
dirty.
right. Yeah, kill him.
You're gonna lose the duel.
Without further ado, you direct the full force of your magical wrath at the Earl of Eo. Unfortunately, your full force amounts to a spray of razor lightness, which slice and burn the skin, but nothing more. Against an experienced combatant in armor, that is nowhere near enough. The last thing you hear is the screams of the crowd. Uh-oh. No! God damn it!
No.
Fuck!
Ooh.
F.
F in the chat.
I feel like it
Rip
would have
the
been the
child.
same if you fought him to begin with, though. Your weapon
Yeah.
skills were pretty ass.
I only had a half mastery in swords. God damn it.
You have like a save you can let?
F.
Maybe?
Is there an autosave mechanic?
I did not
Oh,
save the game
up
at
there.
any point.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
wait.
To the
Oh,
top.
no. That's a lot.
Let's
is
see
it-
which one's most recent. A1 is most recent.
Okay. Yes. Alright. Oh, it's tournament stuff. Employment, blah, blah, blah. Skip ahead. Save it for later. What was I
You
doing?
failed at dog again.
I know.
I wonder if it's so that the dog can sniff out the poison.
Possibly, yeah. I'm pretty sure it was poison, which is why I didn't eat it. You know what? She needs to be angry for this duel. And, let's change her outfit to, this. I don't know. I feel like that's the correct choice for some reason.
Well, take a look at her skills real fast. Military is over on the right. That's different than weapons.
Yeah, okay.
What's your wield magic? Oh, your wield magic's low. I thought it was higher.
I can possibly do wheel magic for this lesson and then see if I can boost
You either
it.
do wield magic or swords.
I think I can boost it via doing this and hope that's enough. Other than that, I can just refuse the duel, I suppose, or just don't do the falcon thing. Let's see how that works.
Well, if all else fails, you can just try to reload save again.
Yeah. She's maxed out on counting. Oh. Fuck. Yeah, she's too yielding. Falconry. Kill him with magic. Ah, goddammit. Okay. I guess I could just skip out on the tournament. Show log. Oops. Don't. Okay. That's lovely. Load game. Let's do...
A1.
Oh, oops. Yeah, you're right. Menu. A1.
Oh, that's overwrite.
Yeah. Title screen? Yes. Load a game. A1. Save for later. I don't want her to be yielding, so, I think she needs to be willful, I think.
Hey, barracks give minus wielding. Minus yielding.
Yeah, let's do that. There are approximately 7 battalions and 1 platoon under your direct control. Alright, so... I can have her wield a little bit of more magic, but I don't think that's actually going to be enough.
You could always try to switch to swords, because you have a better sword
Actually-
skill than a better wield magic skill.
I could. However, since it's at 50, in order for me to increase that anymore, I need to have at least 25 in archery and polearms.
Rip.
Yeah, so the best thing I can do is wield some magic and just hope for the best. So, yeah. Wield magic, done. And then I could just skip the like tournament and whatnot. I did it! It's enough! There's a horrible scream and the smell of burning flesh. I decline. Kevin's sword falls to the ground beside his gauntlet. He won't be needing either anymore. After the tournament, a minor tragedy is revealed. One of the swords apparently had an incredible sweet tooth and dared to steal a piece of recently received chocolates. He had a sweet tooth. The chocolates are poisoned. Good thing I didn't eat them. Okay,
I knew they put dog in it.
Yeah. Alright, toy barracks again. I do need her to be less depressed. So I will focus on that from now on. Where's their skills at? I can focus more on economics or honestly swords and like weapons. Weapons would be probably pretty good right now, so let's do weapons.
Weapon skills tend to be optimal for not dying.
Yes. And while she does know a lot of magic, it's probably good to learn both. So let's start with archery. And I want to max out resist magic since it's already pretty high. So I'll do resist. You learn how to twist and wax bowstring from a variety of fibers. You learn to maintain a low-level deflection field so that magical attacks not directly targeted at you will slide harmlessly aside. This doesn't need much power, so you can keep it up for long periods of time. Learn how to directly counter offensive magic with your own power so that you can burn out a spell that someone else has cast. This is very dangerous if the other spell is too powerful. My lady, your father wishes to speak with you. He says it's urgent. Fine, I'm coming. You find your father standing over a map of a coastline. His face is grave. Ships have been sighted on an approach from Shanja? Not trade ships, this is a war fleet. What? Within a week, they will be in Novan waters. Within 2, they could reach the capital. Then we will fight to defend ourselves. You try to use the treasury funds to hire additional soldiers, but it may be difficult on short notice. Recruit. Fine, we'll do that. You'll need to draw up a naval strategy for our ships to carry out. You could choose to act as admiral and lead the fleet in person, but the danger to you would be very great. Unless you think your personal skills will make the difference, I would strongly advise against it.
Wasn't it you that said you didn't need to worry about naval strategy?
That was for the previous war.
Either way,
Yeah. I don't think it's high enough.
I think you could direct the fleet, and would you have time to, like, buff it from point A to
I
point
think
B?
I have, like, 1 or 2 turns. I don't think it'll be enough.
Okay.
Stay in the capital. No, there's so
I
much to do
swear to
here.
God, if you throw up on me, you fucking cat.
What?
Donkey.
Okay, can't get a C. Less depressed. Alright. Yeah, her naval strategy is only 29.2. It's not enough. What's her archery at now? Okay. You learn to cut, fletch, and tie arrows. You increase skill and power and gives you innate resistance to mind-affecting magic. Your understanding of the flow of power gives you increased resistance to damage caused by magic. Even without a shield, you can still be hurt, but less than an ordinary human would be. Danger on the high seas. Ships close in on each other, angling into range. The Shangjian forces greatly outnumber the Novans. This is unlikely to end well if only had more soldiers available. I did... It's not in your favor. Novan ships are sunk or scattered as the Shangjian forces press towards landfall. Many good soldiers were lost today. Nova's troubles have not ended. Since you have failed to repel the invasion, the Shangjian fleet will soon land and their troops will begin their progress towards your capital city. Your remaining soldiers will hold them off as long as possible, of course, but the main strength of your military has been exhausted. Nova's future looks bleak. Uh-oh. 10 service? Okay. No, this is not good. Okay,
God, she's just getting into shit show after shit show. No wonder she's depressed.
that's kind of the thing with the game. Wheel magic and, what's your thing at? She needs to learn self-defense, so... Pole arms, I guess. I wanted her to focus on swords, so I had to have her learn pole arms.
You could maybe do military, right? Oh.
Well, shit. Alright. You learn to concentrate a direct beam of searing light through the end of staff, burning whatever you can. I'm hoping with the magic stuff, she'll be fine. I can always reload the save too. The invasion of Nova is proceeding. Your coastline is under Shanjian forces. Soldiers have marched through villages, trampling fields, and frightening citizens. A diplomatic delegation from Shanjia has requested access to a castle to discuss terms, most likely for your surrender. You lack the strength to hold off their armies, so surrendering now will save many lives. You assume you have no choice. You prepare yourself as best you can to meet with the representatives from Shanjia. You expect a diplomat and a military representative, a general or admiral. You did not expect the handsome man decked in jewels who now stands before you. A man announced by your servants as Tagami, king of Shanjia. Is he really their king? Why would a king come all this way? Come all the way here? Dude, okay. My dear,
E-boy spotted.
my dear young lady, how difficult this must be for you. So much responsibility at such a tender age. Don't pretend to be my friend while you're killing my people. Temper, temper, princess. After all, I'm here to save your people. War benefits someone, don't you think? Such a terrible waste. Better to settle things in a civilized manner. The contest, a game, so to speak, with Nova as the stakes. Should I win, their domain will submit and accept me as overlord with no further resistance. Should I lose, then my army will leave your domain in peace and shed no more blood. Let's start a game. It is well known that Nova is ruled by lumens. As it happens, I too possess the powers of a lumen. I fucking knew it! I propose a formal duel. My powers against yours. The winner takes control of Nova, the loser dies. Your game by your rules? For my life? That doesn't sound fair to me. The rules of formal dueling have been passed down for centuries and must be upheld. It is important that we do this by the ancient codes. Why should I? If you refuse, then the war will continue. I'll say the deal. If you meet me in a formal lumen challenge, I will call off the invasion even if I win. Really? I swear it by the gods, Nova will be free and safe. Why take that risk? You're winning the war. It's not your land I want, it's your crystal. To gain your power, I am willing to wager my own. Shall we begin? I don't like this, but what choice do I have? Fine. Then...
Beat his ass.
Yeah, I'm gonna beat his ass. Then I must. Tagami explains the rules of formal dueling to you, including a carefully inscribed circle of wards which will contain the effects of any powers you wield, protecting bystanders from danger. And then it's time to begin. Oh boy. You trade attacks, one spell sense and countered by another, reserving your strength as much as possible. Might almost be exciting if your life were on the line. Then one little spell, which seems so weak and harmless that it wasn't even worth blocking, latches onto you like a cold and begins to drain your strength. First in a tiny trickle, the more the spell is gaining power as you lose it. You must react quickly, not by feeding power into the spell to overload it. It would drain you to the point of death. Instead, you concentrate on gathering your strength inside yourself, pulling it from the spell's grasp. Then you hold that energy inside yourself and wait until the spell dies away on its own. You open your eyes or grin at the shocked expression on Tagami's face. He never expected you to describe that one. You need to end this quickly before his experience allows him to come up with a trick you can't defeat. He's used to dealing with magical attacks, but you might not be expecting a physical one. Perhaps if you rushed him, you could take him off guard, up close. He couldn't use it. Up close, he couldn't use his fancy spells, but what would you do then? You'd still have to use magic to win. You can't just grab him and bang his head against the floor. You could focus your power into the shape of a sword and attack him with that. Or maybe you could distract him somehow. You could cast a spell that he couldn't block. Magic sword.
Your sword skill's decent.
Yeah, my sword skill's decent enough. Motes of shimmering moonlight coalesce into a weapon in your hand. You lunge, but he ducks under your blade and rolls away. Before you can regain your target, he summons up a shield of red fire that surrounds it totally. The fire sweeps forward, devouring your vision. Damn it! Can I load save? Load a game. I think it's A1.
I think A1's always going to be the most recent.
Yeah. But, eh. Okay. What's
Try scrolling
A2?
backwards with your mouse.
Maybe. Let's load the game again.
This looks like Ren'Py.
Yeah, but I can't go back past the
Past
save
decisions.
point. Yeah. Let's go to A2 and see if I can do anything. Load game A2. Oh, is this back at the fucking tournament? Bruh. So, how am I supposed to... I guess I can focus on naval strategy. Sure, let's focus on naval strategy. For now, I think I need her to be just less suppressed for the time being. So, military and naval strategy. Is her skills at? Yeah, I need her to resist and wield magic, so I'm going to get resist and then wield if possible. Okay. Recruit. Do I direct the fleet? I can try. Let's see what that does. There's one more thing I hesitate to ask, but an invasion. This is the sort of disaster for which Illumin's power may be worth the cost. If the fleet could be destroyed before they reach our waters, many lives would be saved. I'll have to talk to my mentor. You find the Duchess of Ursul in her guest quarters. A fleet for Shanjia is attacking us. Is it possible to seek them all with magic? It's easy enough to attack one soldier, one ship as a demonstration, but to obliterate an entire fleet. You need an immense amount of power spread over a large area, more than any one lumen could control. If you try to raise that much power yourself, you would die. Not could, would. So it's hopeless. We'll just have to rely on our soldiers. Let's do cheerful and angry. And... naval strategy. Danger on the high seas, blah blah. Ships close in on each other, angling the range. You take a position with the spyglass, watching the enemy movements closely and shouting out any necessary changes to the plan. The Shanjian forces greatly outnumber the Novus. This is unlikely to end well if only had more soldiers available. Your skill in long-range magic makes you effective as a cannon and more maneuverable, but there are far too many ships for you to take each one out individually. The eventual outcome is not in your favor. The Novan ships are sunk or scattered as the Shanjian forces press towards landfall. Your vessel is holed and left to sink, and the lifeboats fall victim to flaming arrows. You and your soldiers are forced to leap into the water and swim for shore. Am I dying? Damn it. Okay, that's not gonna work. Okay, I'm not sure if I can save her from death any more than I could've. Oh, skip ahead. Yeah, back to A2, I guess. Load game. Skip ahead. kill with magic. Yeah, I need her to be less yielding, so she'll be faster learning magic. Like maybe just wielding would be better. Naval, wield. Skip. Recruit. Stay in the capital. I feel like I'm at the end of my rope, like I can't do anything else.
There's an option to offer to give him the jewel.
There is. I can save right before, like at that endpoint.
I believe the giving the jewel over though will lock you out of doing magic, won't it?
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm trying to avoid. Because I've been putting a lot of resources into magic. Alright, let's do this. Resist magic is a success. Senses failed. Damn it. I did not resist enough. I don't have resist magic high enough. Okay, then it was a good choice to, like, focus on resist instead of, like, wield. Okay. Load game. A2. Skip. Kill the guy again. Classes. Naval. And then resist. Okay. If I have to, I will, like, give him the jewel, but that's gonna really suck. I'm at, like, max resist. Okay, so I can just do wield, I suppose. Yay. Resist, sense, success. Okay. Let's try dazzling him. You throw out a dazzling shower of sparkles, hoping to blind him and seize the advantage. It doesn't work. Swirls of dark smoke rise from the floor at your feet, spinning around you like a black hurricane. You know you have to stop it, but how? It's all around you and there's something to target. Ah, god damn it! She dies again! Here I am, I had to give her the crystal. But if that also kills her somehow, I guess I'm at the bad end and I have to start over.
This is taking a while to load my next turn.
Oh. Okay, cool. What save was I on? What was A1? Okay. Done. Okay, so I'm at this one. Recruit. Stay in capital. Okay. And the last thing I can do is see if I can have her live by giving up her thing. Unfortunately. I could refuse that, right? Possibly. Let's see if that works. If my crystal is more important than my land, then I can never let you have it. Then you and your land will die together. Goodbye, little princess. For a moment you fear he will blast you right then and there, but it seems he still respects the truce. He and his delegation returns to the army, where they will resume the attack. Your military strength is nearly exhausted. Utter defeat seems inevitable. Well, what will you do now? Oh shoot. Oh, I think it bugged out. Shoot. Let me restart it, I suppose. Yeah, there's nothing I can do. Fuck. Yeah, let me start up the thing again. If it'll let me start it up again. Well, I feel like my military strength isn't strong enough to stop that, but I am letting her live for one more week at least. Hey, Alex. Oh,
Hmm.
never mind. Now it's letting me, like, open it again. There you go. Load game. There you go. I now have one option. Let's see. Meet with advisors. My lemon crystal. That's what this war is all about. Everyone has died. The powers of magic is always blood. That doesn't matter now. We cannot allow the world Novan Crystal to fall into Shanjian hands. Well, what can we do? We don't have enough army left to fight him. We must flee, leave the palace, and disappear into the countryside. Alone in a war? I will go with her. This king of Shanja does not realize how deep the power of Nova runs. He may be illumined, but he is only one. Given enough time to prepare, we can find a way to defeat him. Go on then, run while he destroys my land and my people in his search? As long as I have this crystal, he'll be after me. Let's try flee. It's the only way. I had to abandon the castle to save the crystal. Father, I'm sorry I've let you down. I won't let you leave, not without me. Coming with you, I may still have a way to be useful. Come, we must move quickly. You will no longer be a princess. You must leave behind your crown, your tutors, your pampered way of life. You may have to sleep in the woods, disguise yourself as a peasant, even murder those you meet to keep them from telling tales. You can only hope that someday it would all be worth it. I got an actual ending. That is a death. And so the reins of power slip from Melody's grasp. Nova will have to go on without her. But it doesn't have to end this way, blah blah blah. Well, that sure is an
Hey,
ending.
not dead gang.
Yeah, she is not dead. I am willing to accept this ending for this playthrough. Alright. I suppose I can stop recording now. Oh my god, I was recording for 2 hours. Ah.